As much as we hate to admit it, teens tend to take in more information if it comes through their phones. Yes, the internet can be helpful when you are in search for help on a school subject, but there are many times that it can make the situation even worse. Today especially, the internet is the first place kids go when they have trouble with a subject in school, or they just don't want to spend time actually learning about it in school. Most students worry about more the amount of hours they will get to spend on their phones than the amount of hours they will get to study. From personal experience, I can say that learning about how planets sustain life can be a great example of this.
Instead of taking away kids' phones and forcing them to read books full of blatant information about a subject that has no potential of being interesting, we can bring the fight to them by putting the information on the only thing that they ever look at, their phones. Now, an interactive reading isn't going to be fun. Either putting a science book on a phone will make it a little to no difference. This app will not only make the subject matter easier and more interesting to learn about, the user can actually look forward to learning more about the universe.
An existing app with a similar concept would be Little Alchemy, but halfway through that game, fictional creations such as vampires and dragons become part of the game. Our app would be based completely off of known facts of the universe. Players will be balancing distance and diameter to try to achieve a goal to sustain life on their planet. This will be practicing math, science, and logic. The progression would be very forgiving, so the player would be free to experiment with the control given to them with very few consequences. Not only does this allow them to learn the effects of their decisions on the composition of their planet's atmosphere, they will be required to thoroughly research the subject to successfully sustain life. They will actually want to learn in order to achieve their goal.
The graphics are a priority, so the game will have a simple two-dimensional art style. As you can see, a lot of the knowing what you are doing is by watching the current conditions and location of your planet. You are trying to make a planet habitable by changing the size and distance from the sun, as well as the gases in the atmosphere. Example would be if your planet is too big, the rotation of the planet will take longer. When the rotation of the planet takes too long, each side of the planet will take way too long to get the light it needs, making life impossible to sustain. After one factor is changed, the game will calculate the effect it will have on one another, as the effect the distance of the sun has on the temperature on the planet.